What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to the MMA Pre-Cap. We are doing UFC 300 today. That is right. We have finally got to that time. It is this Saturday. Whew. First time I'm ever going to have a full card breakdown because from top to bottom, bottom to top, it is one of the cards of the decade already easily, and it is crazy. So, of course, I cannot do this by myself. So I need to bring somebody in. The betting man himself, the ticket master, the guy who has his own receipts. Let's bring him in to the stage. Richie Spychala. Richie, what is up, my friend?
Hello. Welcome back to
Yes,
me.
welcome.
Welcome back
Welcome
to
back.
me.
Yes,
It's good to
welcome
be here.
back. Indeed. Yeah, man. We got you got some notes.
I got it all. I'm ready to tell you what I think.
I like it,
How goes
man.
it,
Well,
Peter?
yeah.
How's your betting been?
Betting has not been good. You know, I get my little piece that keeps me alive, but honestly, man, these past few weeks, man, I'll tell you what, the last week was some questionable judging. There was some weird judging events that happened, and you know, it's man, I don't know, man. It's hard out here. All right, there's those days you get it right, you feel like you're a wizard at this game, and then you just get on paper there's some things that you just go, how could I have known that? Like it's one of those sports where it's like you're dumb until you're not.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And even on the forums you'll see the people be like, there's this one forum, Low Kick MMA, and probably like the dumbest casual fans you'll see on there. But there's some people that just they get it right. They look like idiots. Somehow, some way, they're like, yeah, this guy is a plus 300, but I know his style's whatever. And man, it is a hard sport to follow with all these new people. But luckily, we have a stat card with very notable fighters, and I think we will get this dialed this week. We are going to crush it this week. So
let's hope so. This is the toughest one ever. This
yeah.
one's pretty difficult. I'm afraid to announce some of these picks, to be honest with you.
Hey man, that's how it goes, just have your confidence, have your reasons why, and it's worth putting your MMA knowledge on.
Yes.
All right, so without further ado, we're going to
Get
start
to it.
from the bottom, because it is stacked as it is from the bottom to the top. First fight in the bantamweight division, we have Davison Figueiredo versus Cody No Love Garbrandt. Let's see. So just kind of looking at stats here, we got Figueiredo is 5'5". He is stepping up from the flyweight division to face Cody Garbrandt. Got 5'5". Cody Garbrandt is 5'8". Figueiredo has a 3-inch reach advantage. And we have Cody Garbrandt as the underdog right now. Really interesting fight, man. Super interesting fight. With what I find very interesting is how good of a fighter Figueiredo was at flyweight, and he's coming up to bantamweight. And we're going to see how that weight change happens. And I really think with how much of a power hitter he was already in the flyweight division, I feel like we're going to see a jacked Figueiredo. So for me, I'm leaning towards the odds on this one. I think Figueiredo is going to be the guy who kind of controls it everywhere. Cody Garbrandt is definitely a sniper. He's a great fighter. He's really great on the feet. That is something I think they both have the clash with. But I feel like Figueiredo has more of the well-rounded game, and is kind of going to decide where this goes as far as the grappling goes, and as far as even the clinch work and control. So, what you think on this one, good sir?
So, boy, this is a little difficult one for me. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Figueiredo did step up to the 35-pound in his last fight. He is a dangerous man. Cody's chin is questionable at this point in his career. He did win his last fight, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So I'm with you on this one. I'm going to go with the fresher chin on this one. This is going to be a stand-up war. You're going to see two guys swing until one falls. I say Cody can't take the power.
Yeah.
I think he's going
Yeah.
to get clipped and KO'd. And then we might see the last of Cody Garbrandt after today.
Yeah, no, that's bold. I'm not sure if it's going to be that dominant, but I like how Cody Garbrandt's looked his past few fights, or his past two. Coming up off of let's see, he beat
Who do you got
Trevin
him?
Jones, and then Brian Keller.
Who?
Huh?
Who?
Cody Garbrandt.
You know what no, I remember. I'm just saying. Yeah.
You're like, who are these guys?
Well, yeah, in comparison to Figueroa, like
Totally. Oh,
yeah,
totally, totally.
He beat them. He beat them, but you're talking about a guy that's fought in championship 5-round fights. His last how many fights? This guy
4 out of 5.
This guy's a killer. He's an absolute
Yeah.
killer, and he struggled to make weight at 25. Let's not forget that he's a natural. He probably walks around closer to 145 pounds, 150. He's probably not even going to cut much weight for this fight.
Right.
Whereas Cody might have to cut a little weight. Not to say he can't. He's alpha male. Those guys are killers as well. They practice hard. They play for keeps. But like I said, Cody's chin, it's going to take one little clip. We've seen it before with him.
Yeah,
and that's what I think it's going to come down to. If he gets caught, it's night.
Yeah. You definitely know that he can't really handle the same barrage of punches that he used to take in his earlier years. So, yeah, I think they got it right on this one. I'm even thinking, like, is there a hook to say that there's chance for Cody? And it's in this matchup, it's just not smart money, honestly.
He's notoriously put himself in harm's way when he fights. He gets in there and mixes it up. He's so confident in his hands, he's willing to take shots. But at this stage in his career, I don't know if that's a smart idea, especially with this guy.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly well put as far as how his style has been and how it's how he's gonna try and adapt with it going forward. I don't think it's gonna be the winning equation for him. So cool, we're both on board there. Let's get to the next fights: Bobby Green versus Jim Miller. Yep, this will be taking place in the lightweight division. We have Bobby Green, 5'10", Jim Miller, Jim Brown is 5'8", so 2-inch height advantage, and then same amount of reach. And surprisingly enough, they don't have too much. 3 years at their age isn't that crazy. 37 years old versus 40 years old. For how much Jim Miller has fought in the UFC, you'd think he was like 46, 47. Yeah. So
he's got the experience.
Yeah. Has the experience, harder than anybody. So God, that guy has been fighting the UFC just for, he's been through so many eras. It's so crazy. So I'll let you start this one off, man. What are your thoughts?
Okay, Jim Miller, he's not only experienced, he's a very smart fighter. He's when they talk about a fight IQ, a high fight IQ, we're talking about a guy like Jim Miller. All right, he's not going to step up there with an unorthodox striker like Bobby Green and try and throw hands. He's smarter than that. He's got an amazing ground game. He is, in my opinion, this is my first upset of the night. This is my first underdog pick. I'm going to go with Jim Miller on this one. I think he's going to take Bobby Green down and keep him there. He's not dumb enough to stand with Bobby Green. Bobby Green throws from all angles. I just don't see Jim Miller falling into that game. I can't imagine him trying.
Yeah, I got to lean with you on that one there too. Jim Miller just has a whole realm of game that Bobby Green doesn't. And my only fear is that he is confident. Although he is very smart and although he is a good fighter, he's been having some luck on the feet. And I feel like he is going to make somewhat of an impression on the feet, or at least try to. And that's my biggest worry with that. Just from his last few fights is he's been doing great. He's not on the, he's not on the chopping block. He's not on the UFC, cleaning house list.
No, they kind of consider him a gatekeeper, but he wins.
Yeah. And so, let's look at his his
Where's he
record.
from?
Where we
Do you know where he's
he
from?
is
Is he Boston?
New Jersey.
Jersey? He's a Jersey boy. See, they like their
Hmm.
boxing over there. So I'm a little concerned he's going to fall into a fist fight here. And
Yeah,
Bobby Green is not one to mix hands with. I
no,
love watching Bobby Green. He's one of my all-time favorite fighters to watch. I didn't want to bet against him, but I just think that Jim Miller's too smart not to take him down and leave him there.
yeah, no. It's a smart bet. It's a smart bet, especially being underdog. He is plus 160 versus the minus 190 favorite. So the odds are good there for him. It's definitely, if you're trying to stack up your parlay, definitely a smart one to do there. But if you believe he's outright, $50 on there could spice things up a bit. Um, yeah, yeah. So I mean, this one was really tough for me because of exactly that. Is that, when it's, again, on paper, we were talking about before, where it's like on paper, some of these fights where you go, this guy is going to do this because of his style, but then they go out there and then they change it up and they're like, why? I'm like, why are you striking? There's some of those people where you just go, why are you striking, or why are you doing something that is not in your field of work, your thing that on paper you're just touted for. And I'm gonna go Jim Miller, but I've been leaning on Bobby a little bit, and I like
It's
what you
hard
said,
not to. It's
and
hard
and
not
it's
to.
that kind of put me over on the lean, where I really came into this. This was one where I'm like, I'm just gonna kind of think it up on the fly because of my thoughts and everything like that. So I will lean towards Jim Miller, and I think that is the betting prospect to do. But it will not surprise me if Jim gets cocky, starts winning the fight, and then realizes that Bobby Green has the advantage on the feet.
Yeah. And this is
Yeah.
the same. If you remember Bobby Green, when who was the guy he fought recently? I can't remember the guy's name. Uh, anyway, they were
Jalen
going
Turner.
back and forth. Which one?
Jalen Turner.
No, before recent. Did he just recently fight Jalen? No, it was like his second to last fight, or maybe his last fight. He was
Okay.
winning the
Yeah.
fight.
Mm-hmm.
He was winning the fight, and then he got caught and he got knocked out. I mean, he was just destroying dude, and I can't remember who it was.
Yeah. So, well, before that, there was Tony Ferguson, or it was Grant Dawson. He just straight up like blew the hype train out of the water, went 20-0 to 20-1. Then Tony Ferguson, he submitted him, but I mean that's kind of an older Tony Ferguson. Yeah, then Ali Quinta before that was his last
We're
stoppage.
talking
But
about Bobby.
hmm?
You talking about Bobby Green?
Yeah,
Yeah, man, I can't remember the guy's name. I should know this too.
he was losing
Anyway,
the fight or he won.
oh, it was a great fight. He was winning, and then he got caught, got knocked out in the third. Um,
Hmm.
man, my other computer's updating as we talk, so I can't look up my stats on my stuff. So
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. But yeah, I mean that's pretty instrumental for him. Is he's a great striker, but he's not a great counter striker, and that was where Jalen Turner really um, took advantage and used his style. Which on paper, you look at that fight and you go, that is how it's supposed to go. Is somebody who's 6'3" in the lightweight
God,
division is gonna utilize his reach and striking technique. Yeah. So. Okay. And then let's see, moving on here, we have, this is one I sort of wanted to skip because it's sort of like a cleaning house card. All respect to Jessica Andrade, to Marina Rodriguez. To me, it's kind of it's really for them who's going to get cut. I think it's kind of going to go decision. Like if we're just kind of washing around, I would just kind of bet this on going decision. That'd be my sort of prospect there. I don't know if you have any thoughts on this one or want to
I'm
give
with
some
you on
picks.
this. I wasn't really too impressed with this matchup. Marina's pretty old for a female fighter. Jessica actually is kind of making a comeback, sort of little resurgence. I feel like she's
Mm-hmm.
hungrier at this point in her career. I'm just going to kind of go with the favorite on that one, and
Yeah.
it's one of those fights where it's. I probably won't put money on that one. And you're right. I see a distance. I see it going the distance. I just don't see these
Yeah.
fights with these like. I mean, they're way younger than me, but they're older ladies for the fight game, and they just don't
Mm-hmm.
seem that they're never that exciting. All
Right.
right, so
Yeah.
it was Drew
And
Dober. Drew Dober, by the way, was the one I was thinking about, and that was
Oh,
5 fights ago. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was beating the shit out of Drew Dober, and then just got caught, just clipped at the end of the fight.
Ran right into it. Yeah, the left hook.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Then Jared Gordon decision. Yeah, the draw was a. Then it's for okay. Back. Let's just move past them. I just couldn't. I had to figure out the guy's name. It was driving me nuts.
Yeah. It was like
Drew
a little
Dober.
mental tick for sure, man. So yeah, you guys pretty much capitalized there. I would go Andrade as well. Like you said, kind of on the decline is Marina Rodriguez. Both of them are, pretty much on a 2-3 fight losing skid. So
Yeah,
I think they'll be more conservative and kind of, try to stick around a little longer.
The only money I would put on this fight is the fight goes the decision. It goes the distance. You can bet on that. You don't have to pick a fighter. You can bet that it goes the distance. I would put my money on that. I don't see either of them finishing the other.
Yeah, me as well. All right, and let's get to the last fight of the prelim. Still fire as all hell. Could easily be a headliner for a fight night card. Jalen Turner versus Renato Moicano in the lightweight division. Let's look at the stats here. So, 6'3" versus 5'11". Had that same sort of reach in the Bobby Green fight. Jalen Turner is 28 years old. Moicano's 34 years old. So, still there, but could be on the decline. For this one, you look at that fight and you look at, what Jalen Turner did to Bobby Green. It's hard to think that he's not going to do that to Renato Moicano. Moicano is great on the feet. He's definitely, he's a top stud, top contender, great matchup all around, because this is definitely one of those deciders on who really moves up to that, one more fight, possibly title shot, title contender type of fight. But yeah, just how Jalen is on the feet and, seeing what he did to Bobby Green, I don't see how this would go any other way unless Moicano has some ground game I'm not aware enough of. And even then, Jalen Turner's good on the ground too.
So. Yeah, this when you got these young studs coming up and then you got these older guys that have battle tested, it's difficult for me not to go with the younger stud myself. Originally, I had Moicano as my pick here, thinking, he was injured, he came back, he's got this hunger inside of him. His last post-fight speech was hilarious, so I like the guy a lot. I really like him, but the reality is you got to bet with your brain, right, not your heart. So in this case, I am also going Jalen Turner. And probably by some sort of a TKO. I feel like the ref will have to jump in. He's just so tall and so lengthy, And Moicano's only shot, I think, he was to take him down. And I mean, he's Brazilian, so you assume he's got a ground game, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, and I mean, so his last two losses were close, split decisions. So he's had some good success in the UFC, taken some losses, but have come back greatly from them. And then we have Moicano. Let's see, and we can kind of look at his record. So he's on a 3-fight win streak, or 2 fights, excuse me. So Drew Dober, Brad Riddle, pretty decent come up. But yeah, I don't.
Neither of them tall.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It's different with the tall guy.
Yeah, no, it's going to be different, and I think it's just the way of the beast there. Yeah, so minus 225 for Jalen Turner, and then plus 185 for Moicano. Man, I think it's like the only way Moicano wins is by like some flash KO. That's going to be his luck. He jumps in and he gets tight in the pocket, gets close to him, and just lands a right from hell like he did versus Rafael. That was a good fight. I was just watching that one just to kind of review with Moicano. No, Moicano versus Rafael Fiziev.
Oh, yeah, Fiziev. Okay.
Yeah, really good fight. Had him stunned a few times, but yeah, no, it went Rafael's way once he just started getting comfortable on the feet and just pieced him up. And he's shorter too.
Huh? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just gonna stick with the tall guy, the tall and young, and on the rise.
That's the move. That is the move. Okay.
And
Well,
let's if you can beat Bobby Green, you can beat Renato.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
No.
Hooker got him good though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hooker got him. Yeah, let's see. They got him the decision. I'm trying to look at this too. Has he lost a fight like Cherner? Oh yeah, he lost 2 of them. Dan Hooker and then Gamrot. Those are some pretty heavy hitters, dude, to lose to. Those are some top dogs. Dan Hooker's got hands, and he went the distance. He went the distance with them.
Yeah.
He went the distance with Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moicano's not going to knock him out.
Yeah. No, it's right. Yeah. No, it's one that on paper should be a pretty easy bet, but we'll see. All right. So let's get into the bantamweight division. Or excuse me, featherweight. Back in the featherweight, we have Sadiq Youssef versus Diego Lopez. I really like Diego Lopez. I think he's so dangerous, so aggressive on the feet. He overwhelms his opponents, and he's just, he's a character to look out for. He's such a good striker and not afraid to, it doesn't pull any punches. Have about a 2-inch height advantage, 1-inch reach. Got a slight favorite for Diego Lopez. Sadiq Youssef, just minus 115. Kind of tough fight. I mean, I really kind of put my eggs into Diego Lopez basket. I mean, I'm not sure if, Sadiq Youssef has faced a guy like him. He's got a good streak under him. He had 5 wins in a row, lost to Arnold Allen, top contender. And, but he's very kind of a volume puncher. And I don't think you can do that when you're trying to survive versus Diego Lopez. So I'm leaning towards Diego.
Yeah, Diego's got a gas tank like we haven't seen in a long, long time too. This kid, he could just go and go and go. And you're right, he comes from all angles. He's got a ground game, he's got hands, he's got heart. But this Youssef, he likes to go the distance a lot. He's got a lot of decisions, So you got to just figure who's gonna score the most points in this fight. And I'm gonna go with the busier fighter. So I'm also taking Diego Lopez in this fight.
Yeah, and for how much of a lock to me it kind of is, some good odds that you can individually place a bet on for Diego Lopez and
it's pretty close to even. I mean,
yeah, no, it's pretty close. I think I feel like it'd be bigger.
This wasn't a pick'em. I'm surprised this fight wasn't a pick'em.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, like, how many fights does Diego Lopez have in the UFC? Like 3?
Good question. Yeah, 3 fights, but man, he's made an impression. He's made an impression each time.
He's coming on strong. Sometimes it's a little scary because we see this little impression on this person, and he comes up there and he dominates, and you think he's going to do. Then you put him up against a killer like Sadiq, and next thing you know, I mean, he's going to get punched. He's going to get hit a lot in this fight. So how's his chin? How's he going to take it? Is he going to? I'm just going to rely on what I've seen in him, which was a constant barrage and a rate of just constantly going. That's going to maybe overwhelm and keep Youssef on his back foot. Keep him on his heels. I think it's going to be his advantage. That's, in my opinion, how he's going to beat him, just by coming forward, going forward, going after him, because he's not a counter striker. He's a strike. He wants to go first. So I think that's his secret to victory on this one.
Yeah, no, that's the idea too, as far as the fans of Diego Lopez have is putting him on his back foot. You're right, because he definitely is more of a point fighter. Honestly, kind of doesn't have really much to put out a fighter, but he does in volume, and that can fluster normal fighters. But even still, Diego Lopez, man, that guy just keeps going. Yeah, this is more lopsided than they give it, but we'll see. All right, let's get to the second female fight of the night. Holly Holm versus. Did you have anything else on the other fight?
No, I'm just waiting for this one.
Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure. Yeah. Yep. So Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison, coming straight from the PFL. Honestly, I feel like this would be a better fight if it was like 5 years ago, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Holly Holm's 42 years old. They're basically identical as far as height and range. Yeah, I mean, Holly Holm is a plus 340. Hasn't looked great in her last two fights. I mean, the energy of the kickboxing that she had that had her, take the belt from Ronda is far gone, in my opinion.
It's 10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, because that's what you think of. When you think Holly Holm, you think of the amazing kickboxing she had, and just the scary on the feet finisher that we used to see. And I think those days are gone, and I can't even think of a way that Kayla Harrison gets toppled in any way. So,
well, on my paper here, I don't know if you can see that right there.
Was that a lock?
Drawing. It's a lock.
That's
a lock.
That's
your lock. That's the fight. If you're going to bet one fight, this is the fight you bet.
Yeah.
You can put
get
the
your
farm
money
on Kayla Harrison. This is a lock. This is a gimme. This is the freebie. Parlay every fight with this one. You make better odds.
Right.
Kayla Harrison, easy victory, in my opinion. Easy victory. She's going to annihilate Holly Holm, unfortunately. I like Holly Holm. But this girl's she's like Triple H. Have you seen her?
Oh, stacked.
She's a beast. She's the female Brock Lesnar. She's the female Brock Lesnar. She's going to crush Holly Holm. Yeah. That's my bet. That's the one. If I was going to pick one fight to bet on, that's the fight.
Yeah. Pretty crazy
might have
too.
given away. I might have given away my next pick when I showed that paper, but
it's all good. I was focused on the lock, so you did a good job of keeping me away from that. Yeah. I mean, what's interesting too is we have her natural weight, or I guess her fighting weight, has been 145, 150 area, and so we'll see. If the weight cut's bad on her, that'll be interesting.
She's got a lot of time to prep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that might affect one slight factor for the true Holly Holm fans. We see her Kayla Harrison looking dead on the scales, but even still, she's a two-time.
She's a judoka. She's a judo stud. This girl,
judoka champion, 2 times.
That comes with a lot of strength. A lot of strength.
Yeah,
she's not going to stand. She's not going to sit there and bang with Holly Holm. Hoping she knows better. All she has to do is take her down and smash her.
Right.
Donkey Kong. She's just going to. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You can even sexy up that parlay. Put first round, if need be. So, yeah, pretty simple one to break down there.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's go, baby. Fight number 7.
Oh boy.
Calvin Kattar versus Aljamain Sterling. Let's look at the breakdown here. 36 years old. What's up?
If there's one fighter that I'm always excited to watch fight, if there's one guy whose style that I love more than anybody's,
Aljamain Sterling.
Calvin Kattar. No.
Yeah.
I love Calvin Kattar. This guy can box. I think he's one of the most impressive strikers ever in the game. I love watching him box. He's beautiful at it. And I'm excited to see him back. He had an ankle injury. Did he break his foot or something last time? Something happened?
Yeah, let's see. He had an knee injury with Arnold Allen, 8 seconds into round 2.
Yeah.
So, he's been off for a bit, but super impressive. The Giga Chiquitez fight absolutely destroyed him. I mean, the scorecards should have been like 10-0. I mean, it was just such a battering. I mean, he did his thing. It was a great war, all that sort of stuff. But man, like, I mean, people were like kind of cringing away. It was just such a bad beating.
The guy's
Josh
lost 4
Emmett.
of his last 7, and I'm still a fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he brings it every time. He brings it. And
But he lost to Zabit.
yeah.
He lost to Holloway, Josh Emmett, and Arnold Allen.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are beasts.
Right. There's nobody on his resume that, and even before that, Moicano. So, he doesn't lose. He doesn't lose to any sort of scrubs. He's only lost to top contenders who are in the conversation. So yeah. Tell me. Yeah. What's your take? Sounds like you're going for Calvin Kattar, or
I am going with Kattar. So he loses decisions. He's lost some fights. I believe in the guy. I think he's one of the more dangerous strikers. Aljamain's going to have to grapple. He's a fantastic wrestler. He's going to have to grapple. If he can take Kattar down, he's going to win the fight. I'm rooting for Kattar. So this is one of my upset picks. I think he's going to knock Aljamain out cold. I think everyone's counting him out.
Counting out Kattar?
Yeah, I think the world is thinking he's on this down skid. He's lost all these fights. He's lost 4 of his last 7. He doesn't have it anymore, and I say he does. I say at any given time he can beat up anybody. And Aljamain, I question Aljamain's heart. I got an issue with Aljamain Sterling. How with the fight where what was it? Where they the Dillashaw fight, or the when he won by DQ.
Oh, Peter Yan fight.
The Yan fight. Yeah. Ever since then,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know about this guy. Like, I don't think he believes in himself.
Yeah, it was disappointing, and especially that he wasn't. I don't know, man. It just seemed like acting when he got hit with the knee. It's just that weird, like, acting phase where you're not knocked out, but you're also like, if I stay down, I'll get the title.
Well, and Yan was lighting him up.
Right. Oh, murdering. I mean, that was all his fight. That was all his fight to win.
And I think Calvin, if I'm not mistaken, has got about 3 inches reach and height on Yan. So we're talking about, I think, an equal boxer, but a bigger version. And now we got Aljamain's coming in. Have you seen him? He's pretty beefy now. He's looking pretty jacked.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, that although that'll help him in his wrestling game, it's going to slow his hands down a bit and tire him up.
Yeah, that will be.
He's also been around a long time.
Aljamain, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm going. I got the upset. I got Calvin Kattar on this one.
Yeah, I mean, so I agree with you. What you say. I mean, as far as like styles go, Calvin Kattar is one of the funnest people to watch. He's the person that if you see a fight, you want to show your friends UFC for the first time. Like, watch this fight. Who cares who's fighting? Fight. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be great. It's a thing where you hate somebody long enough, but then they keep winning. And I was glad in a way, like there's just a, and like we were saying, it's after that Peter Yan DQ, and he came back and won. Give him his props on that for sure. But he is a one-trick pony, and that is getting to the ground. 100%. Yeah. I mean, the prediction of Sean O'Malley and Aljamain Sterling, him getting knocked out, was just on paper exactly what should have happened. Yeah. And this is his first fight back from that loss. I think I'm going Sterling because he is such a relentless grappler. I don't think Calvin Kattar has the sniper precision that you need to beat him. Sean O'Malley has that style that people who wanted to see Sterling get dethroned has that perfect style. I think Calvin Kattar, he knows exactly what he has to do. He has fighters around him that can replicate his style. It's tough because I really like Calvin Kattar, but as far as what I put my money on, it's I'm going Sterling, hoping I'm wrong, but
Bet with your
just
brain, like we said.
yeah, just after so many times out grappling Henry Cejudo, doing what he did to TJ Dillashaw, um, although it was a shoulder injury, things like that, he was still doing really good with him on the feet. And yeah, there's just some part of me that has that he is smart. He's got a great MMA knowledge. He's got a great camp behind him. They know what they need to do to beat him. They have a great game plan. I know they're going to come in going, this is what you do. You do what you do. Like I was saying before, like, some people on paper don't perform what they do at their best. And that's what he's a game plan, tunnel vision type of person. So unfortunately, I am going Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah,
If
that's
I'm
a
wrong,
smart
great.
bet.
We'll see.
That's the one I'm betting on with my heart here. Like I said, not to do, but I still got faith in Calvin.
Me too. Me too. I will, for either person, I will stand and I'll go, hey, I was right, or hey, I was wrong, and that was awesome. It's going to be a great fight regardless. That's, God, I'm so looking forward to that. Were you watching the fights?
I don't know. I was thinking about meeting you up at the Mucks if I needed to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I got to work that day, but when I'm done, I have no idea. I can't miss these fights no matter what. Like, this is the one I got to go to. There's a couple poker rooms that I play at that has the fights, and I was thinking about grabbing from one of those.
Nice. Yeah. So, oh my God, we just took a little break there for a second, but had to catch a breather for some of these extra fights.
I had to take a shit.
There we go. That too. Yes. So get that image in your head. All right. Yeah, man. Let's move on. We just did Calvin Kattar.
Where were we?
We just did Calvin Kattar versus Aljamain Sterling.
We're almost there.
We did conflict there, but it was with harsh reconciliation.
All right.
Yeah. I mean,
That one's for bragging rights.
There we go. If it happens, I won't even be happy to brag about it. I was like, yeah, I guess my MMA knowledge is decent. All right. So in the light heavyweight division, we have the return of Yuri Prochazka versus Alexander Radic. This one is absolutely bonkers. We have basically the same height, 6'3" versus 6'4", 80-inch reach versus 78-inch reach. Alex Radic short by just 2 inches. Man, I have been following Yuri Prochazka since Risen. When he was having his rise up in Risen, was, this guy is an unstoppable force. They feed him a monster, Volkan Ozdemir, and has just shown his stripes in every fight. And honestly, even with the Pereira fight, I thought that was a little bit of early stoppage for the fans. For the fans, it was. He was humbled and he said it was a clean stoppage, but we all know he's a warrior, and we all know that could have gone longer to either just make it, put a exclamation mark on that, or even give him a chance to fight back. And I think he would have. In this one, man, I think it's easy for me to pick Yuri Prochazka. He's such an animal. He takes whatever he's given and gives back, even harder shots. He's just a literal samurai, and he lives that life. He's not some person playing a cartoon character. He is the real deal. 29-4. And then you have Alexander Radic, who is great. He's good. He's good everywhere. He's just not great. He has some wins over some touted people. Anthony Smith, when he was kind of just getting off his peak. Thiago Santos, kind of off his peak as well. Had a recent leg injury to Jan Blachowicz. So, not much to speak of there. And even lost to Volkan Ozdemir. So it's kind of more in the realm of having Yuri Prochazka win. But they have
Yeah,
this
he
as
lost.
a slightly even. Slight favorite is actually to Alexander Radic, and Yuri Prochazka is plus 110. So as far as betting goes, that's I think the smart money.
Yeah, I like the guy's style. I think when you fight somebody that's unorthodox, like Prohaska is, how do you train for that? How do you train? You can't. You can't mimic that style. There's nobody out there going to mimic that style. So he's going to be coming at him from all angles. He's going to confuse him, I believe. He's coming off one loss of a leg injury. I think he lost. What's his face?
Radic.
Radic. Yeah, Radic lost his. But that doesn't say much about him. But he's a solid fighter. I don't really see anything special in him when I see him fight. I don't think he's outstanding in any area. He's just a big, strong guy that's got some good technical skills. But when there's the saying that I use a lot is brawl a boxer, box a brawler. But there's got to be a new twist to that when you got somebody that's so unorthodox like the Prohaska is, because it's like it's easy to solve the puzzle of a standard basic technical fighter. It's hard to solve the puzzle of somebody that you don't know what they're doing. They're bouncing around, coming from down here, up here, down there. So for this one, I'm agreeing with you. I'm taking the underdog on this one. And I really like the guy. He's got that GSP thing where you just can't help but like the honorable samurai warrior mentality that he is in this. He's a gentleman, but he's there to kill you. And I just love that style. I like that in every fighter. He's got nothing personal against anybody. He's got a lot of integrity, and I want to see this guy go far. He's a great kickboxer. I think that you're not going to see racing going for like takedowns and stuff like that. I don't see it happening. And I thought Prochazka, he handled Pereira pretty well. I think he did well against a superior striker, taller man. I thought that Pereira trumps Rasic in every area of skill, every area of physical ability, and Jiri took it. And you're right. It was an early stoppage. I do think that he was going to get caught again. I think that he was on his way out. But in that level of a fight, in that great of a fight, you got to let him take it. You got to let him go out like that. So I'm going to take the underdog on this one as well. I'm with you on that, and this is a fight I'm really looking forward to because I want to see this guy succeed.
Yeah, I'm really surprised it is where it is in the lineup. You got Yuri Prochazka and then Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage. I know a lot of people have been talking about that online. It's just like, why is that not up here? Why is that? I mean, why is it not even like up here? Why is it around? I mean, they got the BMF title belt for Max Holloway. Then, but even still, you're like, dude, it's a wishy-washy belt. Put it right there. Put it right in the middle. Hell, put it even. I don't even know, but it's Anyways, so it's such a stacked fight. I mean, that is going to be. I think you could put that as fight of the night if that was even a prop bet you could do.
Yeah,
it'd be insane.
I'd have a hard time picking another fight of the night that's not Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje. Me personally, I can't imagine that fight not being the fight of the year. It's already in my head.
Insane.
It can't go any other way. I can't wait to get to that one. We'll get to that one.
Yeah, we'll have a lot.
But with you, I'm with Yuri. Is it Yuri? I can't say these guys.
I think it's Yuri.
I miss the old days when it was like
J was a J, not a Y.
No, where it was just like like Dan Severn, something I could pronounce.
Yeah, man. It forces you to learn different dialects, different languages.
A marbles to say half these names.
There you go. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well.
So Raychick it is, or for the loss on that one. How do you think he's going to go? You think he's going to just go decision? You think he's going to stop him?
I think it's kind of got to go stoppage with someone like Alexander. He's got to put himself out there. I don't think he can try and point fight his way through this. Yuri's going to break through his defense, and he's going to try and take him out. This is the best.
What it takes? Yeah.
This is the best comeback fight for Yuri Prochazka. He's number 2, Radic's number 6, kind of by just lack thereof as far as who he's who he's beat, but also, what's left in the division. This is a great fight for him. I think he's going to come back, get right back on the train, call out Pereira, and well, we can get to that part, but it's going to be a great fight. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. Okay, well, we can kind of just brush on this one if you want. Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage. Here's what I'm going to say: is Cody Brundage is a weird dude. Yeah. I've bet on him recently. I bet on him the last 2 times and won. Totally was supposed to lose, but I was just a dumb bet. I think it was plus 400 for him to win this fight, which Jacob should have totally won. Got the illegal elbow to the back of the head. It was a loss, but it's just so weird that he's such an underdog, but somehow he comes out on top. He's really not supposed to win. I think as a joke, due to the biggest odds swing in history, we have Bo Nickel at minus 2,000.
I got him at minus 2,100 where I looked.
Woohoo! Did you bet on him? Did you actually put a bet on there?
I'm going tomorrow to place my bets, but believe me, I never, ever pass up a plus 1,100 bet.
Yeah, dude, that's
I do
not
pass up a plus $1,100 bet. I will not pass that bet.
Right.
I will put money on that 100 out of 100 times, knowing I'm probably going to lose.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal with Cody Brundage.
Mm-hmm.
He's a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone's betting on Bo Nickel. Like have you watched him? What was it? The first fight he got there, his hand, he clipped. I don't remember the guy's name. The big black dude. He clipped him, got him good with some punches, but he fought with his hands down. He's exposed.
Yeah,
he hasn't fought enough to get. I don't believe he's worth of minus 2,100 yet.
Yeah,
let him fight somebody. Cody Brundage is tough. He's tough. He could land a shot as easy as anybody on a guy who fights with his hands down. Another wrestler. He's not at the same level of wrestling as Bo Nickel.
Right.
But I think he's D1. I think he's a D1 wrestler. And so, to be completely honest with you, I'm not picking Cody Brundage to win this fight, but I'm betting on him to win this fight.
Yeah, just for the shock value.
You better believe I'm adding that to my parlay. I'm going to do one with and one without, but I'm going to add that because that's going to skyrocket my odds.
Yeah, have that in a little upset parlay because you never know, man. In this game, as a betting man yourself, you know that drill. Yeah, so I'm right there with you on it. Bo Nickel is kind of the obvious winner, but not as obvious as the odds say. Cody Brundage really on paper doesn't stand a chance, but as you're saying, there are holes in his game. Hasn't been facing just top tier opponents and just doing what he's doing to them now. So it's put a little fun money on it. The dollars you
throw $20 on it.
Yeah, the dollars you save for fast food, throw it on Cody Brundage. See if you can capitalize on it, and we can all laugh next week, and we go, "Wow, that actually happened," or not, or you just say, "Hey, it was fun adrenaline while it lasts." That's what one thing you do. It's like you want to
watch Cody Brundage shock the world, man.
Yeah. God, what a hype train that would stop, man. That'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he might go back down to the prelims after this one.
Yeah, he'll stay in the prelims. All right. Well, let's get
to good fights.
The four fights left. Second fight on the main event card. We have Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan. Hope I'm saying his name right.
Yeah, I could say it right.
There we go. I know being with you, I'd be like, hey, look, I ain't going to get no flack. So
yeah, you'll say it better than I do.
We're good there. So we have Charles Oliveira at a plus 185 underdog. Arman being the favorite at minus 225. Hailing out of Russia, born in Armenia. And then out of Brazil, obviously, is Charles Oliveira. We have the height advantage going to Oliveira at 5'10" versus 5'7", and then a slight reach advantage, 74 inches over 72.5, going to Oliveira as well.
Can you go back to their ages? What are the ages?
Yeah. No, actually, that's actually I missed that, so I appreciate you doing that. So Charles Oliveira is 34 and 27. But I like this underdog, baby. I like this underdog. Charles Oliveira, he's hard to bet against in this one, man. He has faced the best of the best. He has overcome people that on paper were he was not supposed to be. Poirier, Chandler, Gaethje, all in a row. Look at that, all in a row.
Can you believe he's the underdog?
I don't get it. I feel like the history was washed away to these odd makers, and they don't really see what they're picking up on Arman. I mean, he's a scary dude. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, we're looking at a pedigree of defeating champions and people that are just, out of this world. And you look at, the resume of Arman and you go, why he's doing stuff. He's making a highlight reel, but I mean, God, the names versus name on these people and how he did it, he has rear naked chokes, but I mean, how he got these rear naked chokes were unbelievable. And to knock out, to pummel Michael Chandler and to submit Dustin Poirier and to just, I mean, all of these things are just, it's insane.
It's silly. Arman Tazarkian, whatever, they threw him in the deep end. His first fight was against Islam.
Yeah.
He held his own. They went the distance. I mean, he did well. But I got to say this, is that Islam is a whole different kind of grappler than Charles is. Charles is a killer that's coming from every submission known to man. Islam, you know what he's going to do. He's going to pull the same Khabib. He's going to get on top. He's going to wrap his legs around your legs, and he's going to fight that way. I think that, who am I to speak, but that's easier to defend against because you know what's coming. With Charles, not only do you have to worry about every submission known to man, but you got to worry about those hands and those feet.
He got the hands now.
I don't understand how if at best, it's not a pick'em. It's not an even. How is he the favorite here? Who made these odds? They must know something I don't, because I'm done betting against Charles Oliveira. I'll never bet against Charles. I don't care if he goes against Islam again. I will never bet against Charles Oliveira. Yeah.
No, I'm right there with you, man. I think this is something I think we as bettors need to take advantage of. I mean, because minus 180. I mean, like plus 185. We're looking at people like Yuri Prohaska and Alex Radek having that similar, like very even, where this is a higher margin, and you go,
it doesn't, unless they know something we don't. Is he injured? Does he have a problem? Is something going on we don't know about?
Right. Yeah. That's a good question.
These guys, sometimes they'll look up what they had for dinner last week.
Yeah.
He ate at a restaurant. I mean, they go deep when they look to make odds, but these odds are minus 225. That's a big spread. That's a big spread against Charles Oliveira. I wish I could see what the odds were from all his previous fights, like against Gaethje. I bet you Gaethje was the favorite in that fight.
Right. Yeah. No, I wouldn't doubt that at all. I would not doubt that at all. Just on paper, these people, you go, God, I mean, he had when he first started, he was just a submission ace. He was a submission ace, getting the calf slicer, Darce, all that's crazy. Jim Miller knee barred him. What a beast he is. Yeah. Peruvian necktie, Peruvian choke, just the works. Just the works. Just one of the scariest people. And now he has hands. He doesn't have the more powerful hands, but he has the hands to tag and set up and be the anaconda, that he is, and just swarm.
I think it's based on his lack of the fight against Islam. He was very subdued. He wasn't the same guy. There's two different Charles Oliveira's that come into that octagon, and it's night and day. They're just night and day. And you've seen the slower one a couple times, but I believe, when you take the loss that he took, it changes a guy where he has to make a decision. What's he going to do from this point on? I don't think that he wants to be. I just can't see him going into that fight the same way that he did with Islam. I feel like he's going to go in there and say, I have to dismantle this man. So, yeah, I'm all about Oliveira on this fight. I think that this is one of the underdogs that I like the most. It is the underdog I like the most, the entire card.
Yeah, smart money. We're kind of, if you really need to hedge a bet on this, you basically have Armin by knockout. That's really the only way I see it, is just cracking his chin and just getting him wobbly where he doesn't even know where he is.
Yeah, he's not going to admit him. That's for sure.
Yeah. So if you do, a good hedge bet is, going with Charles Oliveira, just outright, either by submission or decision, whatever. But then going Armin knockout, because it's one of the two.
Armin's got good submission defense. He's got he gets out of clinches really well. He gets out from underneath really well. He got out from underneath Islam several times. But again, Islam's approach is like one-dimensional when it's on the ground. He goes that same kind of technique that Khabib uses. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about that fight. I really am. I'm really excited about that fight. One of many, but that one specifically. I'm a huge Charles Oliveira fan, like I am Calvin Kattar. They're just so much fun to watch. They're so fun to watch. When they're on, they're in the league of their own.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%, man. It's ooh, yeah, baby. It's oh my God. I'm gonna be so adrenalined out this whole event, man. Oh, it's going to be crazy. So, all right. Well, let's get to the first 5-rounder of the night.
Oh, boy.
Third to main.
Oh, boy.
Justin Gaethje.
Oh, boy.
Versus Max Holloway.
My favorite fighter currently, Justin Gaethje.
Yep. For the BMF belt, the mythical badass belt, whatever. Who knows if The Rock's going to put it on again.
How can I bet against Justin Gaethje? How can I bet against Justin Gaethje? I'll tell you how. I'm betting against him on this fight.
Hey!
I'm taking Holloway.
Yeah. No, well, here, give me your thoughts on that. Give me the breakdown.
He's not afraid to get hit. He likes to get hit. He gets hit a lot.
Yeah.
He gets hit a lot. Guess what? Holloway hits a lot. Holloway is one of those guys. First of all, he's a little taller, if I'm not mistaken. Holloway. He's even a little younger, if I'm not mistaken.
Same height. He is younger. One-inch reach.
He looked, his shoulders were a little higher. Listen, Max Holloway is the best boxer in mixed martial arts. He is going to pick at Justin Gaethje. Those leg kicks aren't going to save him. Gaethje doesn't. Everyone's picking Gaethje because he fights in a higher weight class. But what you don't understand is Max Holloway is a big guy. He's big for 45. He's just skinny. But he's got speed. He's got hands. He's got this weird ability to come from weird angles. He's an amazing counterpuncher. I just think that this is the one. This is my. I hate betting against Justin Gaethje. I like watching this guy fight. I like everything about Justin Gaethje. But in this one, I just don't see him beating Max Holloway.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, man. I think Holloway is exactly that, where he is he's such a great boxer traditionally, where we have a brawler versus a boxer, and in this way, who Holloway has gone up against has the proof of concept of dismantling a fighter like Justin Gaethje, who's wild. He is calculated. He always emphasizes he's not just thrown to the wind and hoping for the best. He has his his strategies. You know, you can look at his boxing's wild, but his footwork is always on point, and he always knows how to hook, how to stay in, how to be right in the right position for a setup. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy that Holloway is only 32 years old. Only 32. You know, I was thinking this was an even age match, and when you have that, just with slightly more youth and his experience, it's I mean, and then look at the odds again. Look at the odds: -210 for Gaethje, plus 175 for Max Holloway.
I don't understand it.
For a fighter, for a fight fan doing fight picks, I mean, if we're talking about doing money, you know, it's a fun thing to be, hey, man, I'll bet you $10 on Gaethje. Sure, I can do that. But if I'm putting my money up at the casino, I'm trying to take money from the house. I'm going Max Holloway.
Yeah.
I mean, just, you know, talk about highlight reel of amazing fights. I mean, it just goes on. I mean, some of your favorite fighters he has put to shame and done such great performances. Calvin Kattar, Yair Rodriguez, Chan Sung Jung, Korean Zombie. One of the best, one of my favorites, man. Arnold Allen, unfortunately, he lost that more than Max Holloway won. He had such many chances, but that's another thing there. And then obviously, you know, the trilogy with Alexander Volkanovski, and that's.
I feel like he won 2 out of those 3 still. I still think he won 2 out of those 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think he won the first and the second.
The second for sure. The first I had to go back and watch, but I remember us being like, hey, this should be a rematch. I wasn't like, oh man, this like was a, you know, robbery, anything like that. I was more just like, that was a sick fight. That was an amazing fight. I mean, for this, Gaethje is so exciting, and he does have the ability to take out Holloway. There can be
Holloway's never been stopped.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know, one thing that Gaethje brings into this is his wild kicks. You know, I mean, if there's, you know, everybody in this sport is 5 calf kicks away from not being their same self. If he's smart, if he's able to chop him down and then start attacking, do a whole first round where he's just chopping at the calves, chopping at the legs, making him a little slower, we could see a decision win. You never know. But I mean,
they both have amazing gas tanks. These guys cardio, both fighters. Both fighters is nonstop.
Yeah. This could go decision. I would not be surprised if I somehow miss this event and then I look at the results and see decision. Like, that's very possible. That's a fight I need to. Yeah. No, exactly. I know. Like, there's like, what was it? I think I got offered to do kind of some little small showcase thing. I was like, I'm really busy, really busy. If it would have been like a feature, if it was like something really crazy, then I'd make an exception. But I think it's crazy, man, crazy. So yeah, I'm going Holloway. Great odds.
Yeah.
I mean, an amazing fight.
We only had one mix here. One difference of opinion.
I think so. I think we're kind of on it like that.
That was
which is
the
bad.
Ultimate and the Calvin, huh?
Yeah, which is either really good or really bad. But I think we're pretty on it. I think both our heads make up some legit reasons why each person should win. Well, let's get to the co-main event. This one for me is kind of on the obvious for me, and as we can look at the odds, is kind of sewn up there. We have Weili Zhang versus Zonin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have equal age, pretty much same height, same distance. Only thing is Weili Zhang is great, where Zon is just good. You know, watching her fights, trying to really get a calculated fight style from Jan is she does use a bit more of her kickboxing, which I like. But in the boxing range, I mean, you look at her and you look at Weili Zhang and you go, it is just a different world. It is a different world. Zon is like a very volume puncher, kind of uses it to set things up, to kind of keep busy, whereas Weili Zhang is just quick, in and out of the pocket, such a good, just all around fighter, and she's been hanging in that top spot for quite a minute, losing the title, winning the title, getting into it, 3-fight win streak, facing the best. It's kind of a easy lock for me there. If you just want to do an easy get money parlay, you put Zhang with Kayla Harrison and hedge your bet, get some money. What do you think?
Could you imagine being a judge in this fight?
Yeah.
Who's who?
Yeah.
Which one's which?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know. Like, who did it? Did you ever see the first Transformers movie?
No.
They got two robots and they're just fighting, and you're like, which robot's which? I don't know which one's the Decepticon and which one's the Autobot or whatever. Like, I don't know. I can't even pick this one. I'm avoiding this fight. I'm avoiding this fight altogether. Because you know why? Because I don't even know if the judges are going to know who's who. If it goes to the distance, how do we know that they're giving it to the right fighter? Thank God they got blue corner, red corner. Thank God. It's the only way. And I'm not. It's the only way.
Yeah.
I'll probably go with the Asian girl on this one.
Oh, that's
I'm going to pick the Chinese chick.
That's smart. That's very smart. I think you are right. You are in fact right, and that bet will win.
Yeah, I don't mess when they say this one's close. Like, this one's real close.
I mean, the favorites heavily for Zhang. It's 420.
No, I don't mean. I'm not talking favorites.
Oh yeah.
I just mean when you're watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably just. Boy, is she a favorite, huh? Minus 485. So I might as well take her.
Yeah.
And just hope that the judges are paying attention.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, man. It's
Like, what if they went to the wrong corners?
No one says a thing. And they're just like, oh, we just realized the last 2 rounds they were. Yeah. Oh, we need more people in there to regulate.
I mean, these girls are they. Yeah, no, I don't know. Honestly, on this one, to be honest with you, I haven't even watched a Yan Zhao Zanan fight. I haven't even seen her fight.
Yeah,
I've never watched it. I mean, maybe I have. I thought it was a Zhang Weili fight. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Yeah, she just went off of Jessica Andrade doing a counter right. One of her few finishes, or really only finish in the UFC. But otherwise, yeah, she's kind of just a grinder, volume puncher. Where Weili Zhang is just has the power behind her, has the quickness. It's on paper.
Didn't Rose knock her out though?
Rose. Let's see. No, didn't knock her out.
Dang. Not
Weili Zhang. Yes. Oh yeah. They had a back and forth. Lost twice to Rose Namajunas. Yeah, the head kick first, and then the.
And Yan's a striker, right? She's a striker.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Striker.
I mean, you want to stick with the heavy favorites just to beef your parlay up a little bit, but man, I don't know about this fight, man. I feel bad. I don't even watch one.
Yeah, watch one FC.
I don't watch one FC just for the same reason.
Yeah, can't tell them apart, huh?
Well, that's racist. How dare you?
Yeah, no. I'm only putting the pieces together.
No, seriously. But in this one, these two girls, they look a lot alike. They really do. It's like strange how they can be sisters. These two could be sisters.
Yeah. There could be a DNA test right at the end of the fight. They go, Let's see it. Before the results, we do have an announcement. Just make it like very WWE. So that's get bought out. Yeah. All right, man.
So I don't know about that one.
All right, man. Are you ready? Are you ready for the final fight? I'm not ready. I'm scared. No. Okay.
I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Well, let's do it. Alex Pereira versus Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill. Let's look at the stats here. They are both 6'4", basically same reach. 79-inch for Jamal versus 80-inch for Pereira. got 36 years old versus 32 years old. Pereira being the older. Slight favorite for Pereira, slight underdog, plus 125 for Jamal Hill. Take it away, man. What's
the night of underdogs? It's a night of underdogs. When you have two equally sized kickboxers fighting each other, you have speed will always trump power, in my opinion. When it comes to equally sized, you're gonna see a fighter like Pereira that starts very slow. He's a slow starter. He doesn't come at you quick. This is why Jiri did so well against him. Jamal Hill's got fast hands. Jamal Hill's gonna light him up. I'm saying it right here. Jamal Hill, first round knockout.
Whoa!
Knockout. First round knockout. Jamal Hill.
Whoa!
That's my prediction.
Whoa!
That is my prediction.
Oh my goodness!
He's gonna overwhelm him early, and he's gonna knock him out.
Wow! Are you putting that on the betting slip?
That's on my slip. That was the first underdog. I saw that a mile away. When I saw this fight got set up, and I knew everyone's on the hype train with Pereira, and I've watched him fight, and he went against Jiri. He threw like 3 different strikes. That's it. He threw like 3 strikes the whole time. He starts so slow. Now, friggin', see, I get all flustered on this stuff.
What's that?
Middleweight. He beat him for the belt. I can't believe I'm just fucking
up
on this. Izzy, thank you.
Yeah.
Izzy knocked him out.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal's so much more powerful than Izzy.
Yeah.
I just don't see Pereira beating him. I think everyone's sleeping on Jamal Hill.
They are. They certainly are. They should not be. Actually, the odds are in pretty good favor. I would have it a little more even. As far as the talk goes, as far as the internet talk, I do agree. It is definitely in the talks of the community. It is more favor for Pereira. I am going for Pereira, actually. I'm on the train, man. I'm on the train. I think the caliber of kickboxing he has, although he's slow, he's able to get away with it all. Like, he's such a master of this. While that's where Jamal's strength is, I think we all know that that's not the caliber of kickboxer that Alex Pereira is not far, but it is superior to Jamal Hill. Not that it can't happen. Not that it can't happen.
Jamal Hill's a kickboxer.
And I'm sitting here listening to your argument, and I like your argument. It is solid. It is sound on paper. That could be what happens. But just looking at the on paper pedigree of Alex Pereira, and although Jamal is, of course, a kickboxer, he's a dirty brawler, man. He kills it. If he wins, I will another one. I'll stand and applaud for both winner or loser. But in this one, man, Alex Pereira is he's already a legend. He's already becoming a legend in a way, like where he's jumping, going from middleweight to heavyweight, not missing a beat. Could go to heavyweight probably if he wanted to. And he is just a scary guy, man. He's just from in the octagon and off the octagon, he is a scary dude. Everybody respects and fears him. It is just, it's hard. I'm going Pereira, going Alex Pereira. I think he has it on the feet. I think, and he's an amazing counterpuncher. This is the fight he wants. He's a great counterpuncher. So many of his boxing highlights include his amazing left hook, which catches everybody. Nobody is privy to his counter left hook. And Jamal has the style where he can get caught.
Yeah, anything's possible here. On the two that we differ about, those are the two that I really do feel could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that you picked against the ones that I picked. They happen to be, besides the Holloway and Gaethje fight. Those are the 3 fights where it's like, this really could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to pick a side. And again, I always, when it comes to equal size, and I believe equal, or at least close to equal skill, I always go with speed. And I just see Pierre as just too slow for somebody that's that good, that he's just that good. And Jamal kind of fast tracked his way up to the title, so people haven't really paid close attention to him. Then he had an injury, so it's kind of like one of those things where people don't know much about him, but they've been Pierre has been put in the spotlight, and everyone talked about how great he is and what amazing thing he's going for. Like 3, wants to maybe go to heavyweight, do all this stuff. That is like a Rocky 3 scenario, if you ask me. Where Rocky. No one's looking at Clubber Lang. Rocky. Clubber Lang's over there just waiting his turn. And so, So this is my parlay. I have it Figueroa, Jalen Turner, Kayla Harrison, Bo Nickel, Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway. I put the Wei Lee, Jim Miller, and Jamal Hill. I'm going to put some money on that. Everybody watching this, take those picks. Don't listen to that guy. Listen to me.
Yeah.
Put your money where my mouth is. We'll make
There
some
we
money.
go.
But the truth is, I'll probably hedge those bets and flip to your picks with my parlay also.
Scoop. We'll see, man. Yeah.
And like always, I'll send you my tickets so you know that I don't just talk this talk.
I love it, man.
I'll put it. I did well last time, so I gotta keep my record alive.
Yeah, man.
And honestly, man, seriously. I'll talk to him. I just got back from Disneyland, so I'm a little loopy. I had 3 days at Disneyland. I just got back last night. But I'll talk to my wife. She's really cool. And maybe I'll load the man cave up. We'll have some people over. We'll watch the fights here or something.
Yeah. That's potential, man.
If you got nothing going on, or like if you're not, I was going to go to be honest with you, Peter, the reason I was going to go to the casino, because you've been up there the last couple of times. I knew we were going to do this. I was going to come watch the fights with you.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to go up there and fight for seats, the other one was I was going to ask you to hold me a seat, but I don't mind buying the fights. I got this. I got a great little man cave here set up. I got a pool table. I got a lot of stuff to do. We can have some people over if my wife's up for it. We'll talk later off the air and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, man. I love it, brother. Well, thank you so much for coming on, man. That is the whole UFC 300 card. Going to be so exciting. If you are watching this and you made it to the end, thank you so much. Drop your fight picks. Let us know where you think we went awful, and we can make some money together.
And don't forget to put some money on Cody Brundage.
Yes. Always bet on the dog, as John Mariansky would say.
Take those odds. You got to put $10 on them.
Right.
I'm going to put 100 on them, I think.
Whoa.
That's $1,100, man. That's $1,100.
Oh my God. I don't got stacks like that, but hey, man.
Okay, I'll put 50 on them.
Hey, don't let me dissuade you. I mean, that's a sexy win.
I'm definitely going to you know what I'm going to do? Okay, before you go, let me just put this. Here's the underdog picks that I picked. I think it's the night of underdogs.
Okay.
I got Max Holloway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got Jim Miller.
Yeah.
I got Charles Oliveira.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Prohaska.
Yeah.
So if you want to if people out there listening, if you want to make some money, like really, here's what I suggest. Take the lock, Kayla Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
Add to that 2 of your favorite underdogs. In my case, I would probably take Oliveira and what was the other one I got here? Holloway. You know,
yeah.
I'm gonna put I'm gonna have a ticket of just my underdogs and Kayla Harrison. In fact, if Kayla Harrison loses, she's gonna screw up every bet I have.
I mean,
that's the lock. I put her on every ticket.
Yeah, the house will make some money that night if Kayla Harrison loses, because I believe everybody's doing something like that as well.
Yeah,
man.
Yep.
But hell yeah, man.
So do what I tell you.
Card. Do what Richie says.
Car payment this month. Go bet
there
on
we go.
instead.
Yes, get your mortgage paid, pay your hoes, pay your pimps, all that ish. Well, hell yeah, man. Thank you again for coming on, brother.
Thanks for having me. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
Hey, we're all good. According to the internet world, that never happened. So
oh, good. I didn't forget I said that.
Exactly.
Anybody in La Jolla or Hollywood, California, I'm going to be at the Comedy Store in La Jolla on the 17th of April. I'm going to be at the Hollywood Roosevelt on the 19th of April. So come check me out.
There we go. If we span out to California, check out this sexy bastard. Sexy bastard coming out California, doing it hot at the Comedy Store, man. I love that, dude. I love to see it, man. I love to see you succeed in comedy too, but that's for a whole nother time. But all right, that's been the MMA Precap, and we will see you later. Good luck.